KeeMo, the project started, I think, somewhere early 90s, 92, when I was making music for laser shows in a club in the early 90s. It was called the Königsburg. And I came up with the idea because a friend of mine helped me out buying equipment. And his car was called KeeMo. He called his car KeeMo, and he sold it to buy equipment. So that's why I dedicated pretty much the project to him, because he made it happen to start. And yeah, it was, as I said, early 90s, and I started this in terms of all this pioneer works in terms of electronic music coming to the clubs and early dance and techno ages, yeah. There are a lot of things. I do sound design. I did sound design for Apple Computer, for Logic, and pretty much all the presets in Logic program are made by my partner Andre and me. And I produced with artists such as Thomas D from the Fantastic Four in Germany, famous hip-hop band. I produced with Ofra Hasa, the Scorpions, and I had the great honor to work with Michael Jackson on his album Blood on the Dance Floor for the track Ghosts, which he recorded in our studio back in the days. And that was quite an amazing production. Yeah, the most successful release is the recent Beautiful Lie. I produced it like 4 years ago. My management came up with the idea to produce the song. So my manager tried to combine the original artist with me, and but the management couldn't pretty much make it happen that the artist got in touch with me somehow. So I needed to cover the song because I wanted to do it so bad. But it seemed like to be a flop at first sight, which was not so good. So it took 3 years, and then we got a call if I want to perform in Portugal. And then we found out that it just reached #1 in Portugal and stayed there for 27 weeks and 70-something weeks top 10, which is crazy. And now I'm traveling a lot. The impression to be on tour in Portugal and Brazil is quite amazing. So when I first came there, I thought I need to do some development to start as a newcomer in small clubs. I didn't expect anything, but the first gig I played in Portugal was in a sold-out club called Pedro do Couto, which was packed with 1,200 people and sold out weeks before the gig. And that was a quite amazing welcome when I played the track, and I didn't expect anything. So all the people in the club sang along with it. That was so amazing that I just got goosebumps all over and just went crazy that night. Yeah. Funny thing is, I never was nervous before a gig. It's because for me, it's the excitement before a gig, how the people will react. It's a pretty intense feeling if you go prepare for stage, and when you're sitting backstage and you hear the people outside, so sometimes they're yelling already to come, but I don't have this kind of fever before I go on stage. I'm pretty relaxed. It comes up, I think, about a minute before I play the first record. It's the only worry I have is oh my god, is all the equipment working? So, but as soon as I press play and the first track goes on, it's all gone, and I just can relax, I breathe, and I enjoy. How does it feel? How can you explain that? It's unexplainable. You send this euphoric feeling. Is the exchange of energy with the audience. It's you get in touch so well if they know your tracks and they're expecting you to play. And once you play and you connect with them in a way. And once this connection is done, everything goes by itself, and everybody's like you riding a wave. It's amazing, simply amazing. Plans for the future. I think what I love to do is like develop this project to bring it on stages like a band. So that's what I like to do, is like working on the album right now with a lot of friends and feature artists, and I want them to tour with me, to have the same experience I have, like to be on stage. Right now I'm traveling by my own, which is pretty boring after a while. But I want to get this on stage and big setup, big shows. That's what I love to do. It's like the bigger the audience, the nicer for me is to play. I heard from other artists it's like complicated. The more people are standing in front of you, they're like getting crazy. But I have the problem that the smaller the audience, the more afraid I'm to play. Yes. I wrote a song a couple of years ago in the night of the election of Barack Obama with a friend of mine from Los Angeles, songwriter Justin Hopkins. And this will be the next single. And meanwhile, I'm working also on the album. So to put out an album by the end of the year, it will be done. And now I put out like some sneak peeks here and there in Brazil, in Portugal, and yeah, that's what I think. Okay, that's it. Okay.